Welcome to another episode of Mommy Needs a Break. It is a podcast for moms who don't have it together because we ain't got it together, but that is okay. I'm one of your hosts, Megan Thomas, at Meg Scoop everywhere.
And I am Marisa Johnson, and she is Marisa J. Make sure to follow. Stop looking at me.
Sorry.
Make sure to. I'm not used to having Megan here anymore. I know, we're not in the screen. Make sure to follow Mommy Needs a Break on all platforms at MNAB Podcast, and make sure to check out our website at mnabpodcast.com and join our Patreon. Just support us. We're gonna get it together. We've been talking about it for
we got a lot of stuff going. We run multiple businesses. We got kids. Come on, y'all, cut us some slack.
Yeah, I know. I see the few of you on there giving us our $10, $3, all that good.
Thank y'all.
Thank you for supporting us.
For sure. So let's talk about. So what have you been doing this week?
This week? No, what have you been doing this week? It's your birthday. It was
my birthday. So I had to work. That's why I'm here, is because I'm in LA with All Def, doing some just in studio shooting content. So I was like, hey, it's my birthday. So we shot some content for my birthday, which, by the way, I busted my tail.
Oh, I totally forgot.
I fell and broke my ankle. Not really, but it felt like it. And look, you see that I got a scar.
Oh man, she got
my thumb,
bloody knuckles.
Yes, I've been on a fight club or something, but it's really just from laser tag, and I fell hard.
Whose idea was to do laser tag?
It was my idea, because I was like, wait, we need to do some content. It's gonna be my birthday. We need something that'll fill up 3 or 4 hours of shooting. And I was like, hey guys, y'all want to do a mobile laser tag? We didn't go that long. Child, we filmed for an hour and a half, and if you saw how winded all of us were,
right?
I was like, "Yo, we are old. Everybody was tired."
Go to a spa and give me a birthday cake.
That's what I'm gonna do next week.
Yeah.
Because this was a stressful. And then Marlon and Mav are here with me, so that is traveling. It's one thing when I come to LA for work by myself, because then it's okay, just work.
Yeah.
I literally be in work mode, and that's it.
Right.
My breakfast is I just get pre-boiled eggs and fruit, and that's my breakfast of the whole week. I don't have to think about it. But now my son's here, my fiance's here. I gotta get real breakfast.
What are you guys eating for dinner? What are you guys eating for lunch when I'm gone?
That's a lot.
And I think I was having this conversation with Terrell once about getting in the zone before you go on camera, and it's not you being mean or a B word. It's literally I gotta psych my mind. I gotta do my makeup. Okay, what am I gonna talk about? Because most of the time we don't know what we're gonna talk about until we actually are in the moment of talking. Yeah. And then when you're trying to think about the kids and this and that and what's happening behind the scene, it puts so much pressure on your brain.
It is. And I'm grateful for them. And I'm glad they came, because Marlon wanted to celebrate my birthday with me. And I was like, that's so sweet.
Very sweet.
It's really, really nice
Marlon.
of him to do that. And at the same time, I was like, all right, guys, it's probably not going to happen too much more. Y'all got to stay home.
But you're working. It's your work.
And I'm legitimately working. So just a little tired from that. But I'm grateful nevertheless. I got to do what I love for my birthday with the people that I love. Yes. My family was here, and Marlon gave me some great gifts.
What did he get you?
Well, we rented a Tesla Model X, because he was like, well, you want a new car one day, don't you? And I was like, yeah. He was like, let's rent this and see how you like it, because I had been talking about it.
Right.
So I was like, okay, cool. I've never driven it, and I actually really like it.
So wait, Marlon wanted to rent the Tesla because you think he got you a Tesla?
Well, I don't know if he got me a Tesla. I don't know if he did say something weird, I was like, did you give me a car? Because he said something to me you have do you like this or do you like the Range Rover? And I was like, I don't know. I have to research. You know how I am. Me and my researching can take forever. And he was like, you have a day and a half. And I was like, wait, what?
A day and a half to tell me which car you like the best?
Which is why I was
So he got you a Tesla. It's probably in the driveway when you get back home.
I don't know if that can't be. Because then we would need a charger. We're in the process of buying a house, so
maybe
we should have a
put
house.
The charger in the house.
But we're not moving into the house for another month.
Okay, maybe he planned for that. I'm sure Marlon is smart enough to plan.
Don't be psyching me out that I got a whole new car. Girl, I'm in this little small mom BMW. I be in there whipping it.
I love that car.
I love it too. I be whipping it. It is small though. It is, because now Mav's getting bigger. We got more stuff. But I be whipping that little car. So if that's my new car, I'm gonna be so excited. But it's dangerous, because that thing, it has autopilot, and you can go I feel 0 to 100 in
Oh no.
15 seconds. I was like, I don't need that. I got enough speeding tickets.
Well, that would be nice. But what else did he get you?
Marisa being real in my business. He got me a Rolex shawl. He did. My first Rolex. I don't have it on because it needs to get sized, but I have a Rolex.
Okay, Rolex.
Which it never, like, I think I'm so plain. I never think about, like, these fancy things.
Oh, yeah. I tell Terrell that all the time. And it's funny because Terrell will come with the most, like, bling blow thing for a gift. And I'm like, baby, no, I'm just basic, right? Like, I'm just basic. And I say it all the time. I'm very basic. I don't have to have, like, the blingiest. Right. Like, this during quarantine, I was like, I just need some studded earrings for when I just want to wear earrings. He ordered me about 6 pairs of earrings, and none of them were studded. They were like bling, they were hoops, they were dangled, they were beautiful. And I was like, I'm very plain. Like, you don't even have to spend this much money because I'm very plain. And that should be a good thing for most people.
Right. But I get it. I mean, I think sometimes our guys just want to shower us, and that's their way of showering.
Yeah, for sure. So
I'm not going to take that. But, I mean, it's a Rolex.
I'm not going to give it back.
Definitely not going to give it back, honey. And it's an investment piece, because they do appreciate over time. So you'll see me wear it. Now, you see me wearing it, I will also be having a gun. So don't y'all come walk up on me when you see this Rolex on my arm, because the other side is going to have a firearm.
My piece.
Right.
So Megan got her new bling. She got her new Rolex. Take this little iWatch off. You can take that off. Okay. Well, it's over. It's over. Okay. We're both of them at the same time.
I gotta watch my steps. And I was like, well, how am I gonna keep track of my steps? I gotta put a Rolex and an Apple Watch on. Like, that looks so stupid.
That's so stupid. That's so nice.
But I'm grateful, Marlon. Yes. I love you. Thank you for taking care of me for my birthday.
Trying to learn this Bitcoin life, Marlon.
Oh yeah,
so I can buy Rolexes for my family.
Just buy a Bitcoin, girl.
The one Bitcoin?
You can buy pieces of a Bitcoin.
Oh, I bought pieces of a Bitcoin. I don't know if I bought enough pieces, but I bought like a piece. I don't know.
Any piece is good.
I bought a piece.
Stock. You can buy pieces of stock.
I got a piece.
But the bigger you buy.
Yeah, I got a piece of that one and the one that start with an E. What is that one?
Ethereum.
Yeah, that one. I bought a piece of that too.
Just hold those.
I need to buy a whole one of that. It's like 2,000. Right?
Oh, for Ethereum?
Yeah. Yeah, I should just buy a whole one of that. That's what I need to buy next.
Yeah.
Like the whole one.
But the Bitcoin, that's a lot.
Yeah. No. No.
A lot right now.
No.
You know what? I like, it's so funny because my mom bought some Bitcoin when it was like, I think this was like last year.
Oh,
so
wow.
it was like it was like 6,000. It had gone down to 6,000. And she just happened to come in money.
She bought it?
And she bought some, and I was just like,
so how much does she have now?
I don't know, but they're worth like, what is today's price? 60,000, 70,000? I don't know.
Ooh, mama's.
She's doing great.
Right.
Talking about let's cash it out. And I was like, what you got to do with your money, Mom? Where you about to go? She was like, I don't know. I just want to cash it out. I was like, so you could just stunt and be like, right. So I see a little Asian lady going like this. It's my mom stunting with her Bitcoin money.
Bitcoin cash. No, I'm this morning I woke up at 5:30 and I joined this BWO Academy. Look it up. It's like Black World Order. I think that's what it stands for. And it's like 17 keys. It's like a bunch of guys in there, and they merged all their experiences together. And they're like one of the main guys, he's like in Forbes. Like, I think his name's Chris. Chris, don't even quote me. You guys probably know. But like they came together, they made one company, and now they're like giving all these gems and teach. So I woke up this morning and I was just like, okay. They teach mindset. They teach how to be your own bank. They're teaching Bitcoin. They're teaching stocks. They're teaching everything. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to take one little module at a time because it's so much, Cool. I'm just going to sit there and listen.
I just love you, Marisa. Like every time you talk about because you are one of the few people that I know that like really always try to better themselves, like every way, mindset, body, spirit, like everything. I just love it. I just take that from you because, girl, I would have been sitting there like, well, back to Instagram while I take a dump.
Well, I do that too. I mean, I get in the bed, but then I'm like, I could have been looking at. That's why I could have been looking at something else. But I remind myself like, damn, I need to be doing this. So it's like a constant. Yes. It's constant. It's trust me, my phone's broke because God probably was like, you need to get off this fucking Instagram today, okay? Go read a book or do something. But, it's a constant journey.
Yeah, I know. My goal is to read more books. I have and I don't know why I keep doing this. I keep ordering books from Amazon. Somebody like, oh, you should read this. I'm like, okay, cool. And I order it. And guess what? Never gets read. So now that I'm about to move to my new house and I'm going to have my own office. My first time having my own office.
Right. Megan got a new house. Megan is a new woman. She is turning into a new woman.
I know. And then once I get this Lipo, I'm going to have a new body. Girl.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not good.
Someone said, so I didn't tell you this.
What?
I'll tell you this now. I had last week or 2 weeks ago, I launched the fitness studio.
Yeah.
The same day as my fitness studio launch, I was convinced to make a consultation for a BBW. What is it? BBL?
A BBL, like a Lipo BBL.
Yeah. No, I didn't. No, listen to the story. So I did that.
Wait, hold on. You didn't look just the butt part?
No, the lipo, put it in the butt. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Like
Lipo
when
BBL.
I tell you my whole neighborhood is talking about doing this or doing something, so I was like, okay. And mind you, I never talk about this. I never think about it. It's never been even an option in my head to do something like this. So I made a consultation. In my mind, I was like, you going to open up a fitness studio? And the same day, gonna call this doctor to make it. But I was like, whatever, YOLO. So I kept going about my life. The week I'm supposed to go, my kids have to stay home from daycare. And I'm like, do I tell Terrell? Because my neighbors have talked about it in front of him. So he knows we've talked about it. But I'm like.
Oh, wait, so he didn't know that you were planning to go
make
do
an appointment? No, he didn't know. So then the appointment pops up on my phone. And he was like, what's that? Because I'm reading it out loud, not knowing what it is. And he was like, what's that? I was like, and I told him, he was like, so wait, what are you going to do? Do you have any examples of what you're trying to accomplish? And he was just so thrown off by this. And so the day that the appointment was supposed to be, my kids have to, all of a sudden the daycare lady's on vacation or something and they're at home. So Terrell was like, wait, do you want to go to your appointment? And I was like, I don't know. I don't. The day before my appointment, my neighbor sends me this article about this woman in Long Beach that died with a 1-year-old and a 13-year-old, and that was enough for me. I was like, fuck that. I'm not
Wait,
doing
what did
this.
she have?
I don't know if they said it, but she went with her homegirls. And this is the conversation we're having.
At a legit place? Because
I went to the Instagram, and it looked just like the Instagram I'd be looking at in Mexico.
What? Mexico?
Well, I was looking at this. No, my appointment wasn't in Mexico, but I don't follow it. I look at this one place in Mexico that a lot of people go to, and the page that these 2 women were hospitalized and one lady died. They were friends. And when I tell you we all talk about we're going to go to the candy store together, this is how we talk about it. Okay, let's all go together. Let's do it together. Let's do it in the same month so we can recover at the same time. And then we'll wear our half shirts at the same day.
Oh my gosh.
But they went together. And so 2 of them were hospitalized and one of them died. And they were in Long Beach. Okay, that's too close to me, first of all.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm convicted. I'm not going to do this. And then our conversation with Imani, that's what it was too. Our conversation with Imani.
She told us, don't do that.
And that's what I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you that. When she said that, she said the whole story that I was in. Talking to his friends and how many moms are talking about it and do it. And I was just like, and she said BBL. And I'm like, how of all the surgeries, she said that one. And so when she said that, I texted her later that night and was like, girl, I have an appointment this week.
What did she say?
She was like, Marisa, it's just confidence and a good old diet and working out for you. And I was like, you're right. I'm not going.
That is true.
So now I'm not doing that no more. When the lady in Long Beach, no, she had a 1-year-old, Aria's one.
Yeah.
And now she's not gonna have a mom.
Sad. That is sad.
Yeah, it's very sad.
And when you put it into perspective like that, it actually isn't worth it.
It's not.
Now, what if I just get the fat sucked out but not put back in?
I don't know if it's, I don't know, because I think some doctors, I think this is dependent on what doctors, because sometimes they say they go too fast and they'll puncture an artery. Sometimes I read, I was reading it last night, that they suck in the stomach too much, it crushes. It's crazy. And then with the butt, it was some accidentally pump the fat in a vein, and then you just go into cardiac arrest or something crazy. I'm telling you, because I was deeply looking at it, because everyone around me is talking about it. It's peer pressure.
Right.
Everyone around me is talking about, all the moms. All the mom ladies are talking about this. Okay, I didn't even tell Claudine. When I saw Claudine, I was like, oh, I should tell her. I was like, no, I'm not going to tell her.
Don't tell Claudia. Claudia be like, hey, same thing that Imani told you. Good old diet and working out.
A good old diet and working out. So yeah, that scared the hell out of me. I was like, oh no. That mom, I was just like, she went with her homegirls, just like I would probably do. She got 2 babies.
Oh my gosh, that is sad. That is so sad.
Yeah.
Wait, did they put her under? They don't put, well, the one I went to, they don't put us under. You're awake.
You're awake?
Yeah, it's local.
While they suck your butt and pump it in your butt?
Yeah. You're awake though. They're like, it's less downtime.
I did talk to someone that did that. Yeah, I did talk to someone.
Yeah, they don't. I was like, I don't need to go to sleep for this. I don't know, Marisa. I'm still feeling it, you know.
I mean, you can still feel it. That was I didn't tell you this. That was my experience this past week. And it was like, I don't think I'm going to do this.
No, don't.
Or actually, I'm not doing this.
Don't do it.
I think it's God's way of trying to warn me 3 times. It was 3 things that happened.
Yeah, don't do it.
And I was like, oh, no, I'm going to. And I told her, I was like, I think if I do this, I'll die. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, I think that if I do this,
oh my gosh,
I would be that one person that would just die.
See, yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm over here. I'm taking the route of like, hey, I'm about to be an ambassador for y'all plastic surgery company. So we're documenting this whole thing. So just so you know,
so if you heard
don't be going too fast with the little puncture thing. I'm awake the whole time. We're gonna.
That's actually a good route to put the pressure
exactly, because I'm like, you got to do this perfectly, because then everybody's gonna know.
I'm gonna go on my live.
They're gonna see y'all do this. So.
Yeah, so.
But no, well, I'm glad you're not taking that route. No, you don't even need it, Marisa. You freaking eat so clean and everything.
It doesn't matter that I eat clean. Well, I'm not doing it, so it's not even a topic of conversation.
Good.
Yeah,
don't do that. The Lord ain't convicted me, so it's still on the table for me.
Yeah.
But not the BBL part. I think I'm going to get stuff sucked out. I feel like if I ain't had no booty, then that's just what I got.
I'm okay with that, too.
Because, see, I wasn't born with a booty. But I wasn't born with this fat, so that's why I'm taking it out. Okay, it's getting sucked out.
Well, hey, I'll be there with the camera like,
yes.
You good?
Right. Need to be. Okay, so let's talk about last week we had a really cool guest. If you guys haven't seen that, watch it next week. Watch it from last week. We had Imani the Hood Healer, also known as Astro Bae, for those of you who follow her on the internet, because she does have a huge following. She's a psychic clairvoyant, and she had some backlash on the internet because they were talking about how she basically said she doesn't believe in postpartum depression.
Right,
and so, you know, when people hear that, they're like, wait, what? How dare you? How dare you say that when all these women are suffering? You're not a mom, you're not a doctor. And so we sat down to talk to her about it because, you know, as she was explaining it on her live, we both were like, oh, that makes sense.
Right.
So what do you think about last week's episode?
I think it was great. I think from the moment that she started saying it, it hit me super hard. And I feel personally it has opened my mind to even just appreciating my little humans 10 times more.
Oh,
like literally, like this week, they were home all week with me, and like I just saw them different. And maybe it's just because I felt different. It was just like, you guys, like, these are my babies. Like, I should be nurturing them. Nothing else is important. If I'm in the moment, and I'm actually in this moment with you, and I'm not doing anything else, I'm not sending out emails, I'm not scrolling on Instagram, I'm not trying to do all these things. Like, in the moment, watching them, they are very fascinating.
They are,
like, I've been, I like, what? Because I'm like, babe, look at Aria. Like, all this week, I found myself, look at her. And she's just like touching the stove, but for some reason to me it's so fascinating. This kid's been here for a year, and I'm like, wait, I haven't noticed that she does these things. You know, I was like noticing them more now as like little human beings, and they have their own little spirits that I'm just like, oh my God, they are so amazing. But I don't think I have ever felt like that about in that sense.
Oh, that's good.
Right?
That's really good.
I was watching Halo at dance class after we did the show. I started crying, and it was just like, why is she so like amazing? And I watch Halo dance all the damn time. Like, she's up in the house twirling and spinning and doing crazy stuff, breaking things all the time. But for some reason, I'm like looking at her, and I literally like tears came down, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. But it's me though, you know, it's not them. It's me. It's me like trying to be more present for them and trying to just see them as, you know, the little people that they are. And so I feel like that episode helped me a lot just to identify like, okay, I wake up mad, or I wake up, confused, or I wake up stressed out, and like, why am I stressed out right now? Like, what is happening in my life that is making me this? Or I'll hold my tongue with like things maybe with Terrell, or like, I'm like, no, let me just say it. Like, it's not me being like, but we get these labels of like, oh, I'm a black woman, I'm nagging, or I'm just gonna stress him out, or I'm complaining too much. And like, no, I'm not gonna keep this in. Like,
right.
I'm not gonna keep this in.
I need to tell you.
I need to say this so I'm not being like a grouchy person.
Yeah.
With my kids, with my husband, with myself. So it's just making me think a whole lot more, but it's about like my own situation and how I approach things, because I'm not always the nicest.
I feel like you are. You're way nicer than I am. You're way nicer than
that,
I am.
and you're nice.
You are, because I'd be like, oh,
you are
so
nice.
No, this is so funny. So we went to.
These lights are hot, y'all.
They are so hot.
Oh my god.
We went to go eat for my birthday. Our kids, it was us, our men, and our kids were just like frolicking. And I love how they put us like. I noticed. I was like, ain't nobody sitting around us. Because they were like, y'all got too many kids in this restaurant. So the kids were just wandering, playing. They found some friends. Yeah. And in the COVID era, you don't really want them touching or being around other kids. But we were just kind of like, I mean.
Whatever.
They were having so much fun. So we just let them. And like, it's funny because of how I see you. Come on, Aria. Come on, Halo. Like, you speak so sweetly to them.
Do I?
I be like, Maverick, get over here.
Do I? Yes. I feel like I'm a broken record.
No, but you because you do have to say it multiple times.
Right.
They be like, whatever, mom. But that's how kids are.
Right.
But the way, you could tell I was raised by a military father, because I'd be like, Maverick, I told you get over here. Get over here. And I was like, I gotta stop talking to him like that. But honestly, that's my personality, and that's my. Yeah. I don't want him to grow up feeling, like, oh, my mom's mean or whatever.
Right.
So I'm learning to balance that with okay, how do I tell him, but in a nice way, but not in a way where he's gonna be like, F off, mom.
Yeah. But even you said your parents, I was always yelled at. So when I think about my kids, I'm like, well, I don't want to yell at them. And even though oh my God, there'd be times I'm just like, oh, but I have to tell myself in my head, Halo, stop right now. I have to tell myself, do not yell. But no, there's times where it's just out of control.
Right.
I can count on my hand how many times I have yelled, and it scares the hell out of Halo. It scares me too. It scares
That's
me.
What I'm saying, you're so nice.
It scares me.
That's
great.
Woo-wee. That is a good thing.
But then I have to go back and I have to apologize to her. Halo, I shouldn't have yelled at you. Mommy should not have done that. I apologize. Do you accept my apology? And she's like, yeah, mommy. I'm like, okay.
No, that's big. And I started doing that too at Math. Anytime I'm like, I'm sorry, I raised my voice with you. I should not have. There's a better way for me to explain this. And I should have done that, right? I should have talked to the Lord first. I'll be like, literally, this is the stuff that I'll be saying. The stuff he's probably like, I don't even understand. But I was like, I need to tell you this. But literally.
Get this off my chest.
But it's so funny because now I just be looking at him and be like, Father God, in the name of Jesus, help me right now because I'm about to lose it.
He probably be like,
I be looking dead at him. He'd just be like, okay, I'm like, my mother is crazy.
No, I have gone but the times that I've gone off, what am I thinking about? I'm like, damn, I have all this stuff to do right now. None of this stuff is getting done. I got to start dinner. I got to do this. It's all these things piling up in my head. But this week I was like, you know what? F all this. Terrell's at the space.
Right.
Whatever I can't get done is not going to get done this week. Right. And what I did do is I woke up, all the things I needed him to get done, I sent him in an email. I sent Terrell an email, line by line by line by line by line.
And he did them too.
And he did them.
See?
Because I couldn't do it. There was no way I can get any of these things done today if I'm going to watch these children, our children. So that's what I did do to help me with my mind. I'm going to be thinking about doing all this stuff.
And I bet you it worked out really well.
No, it worked out really well. This week was a great week. And then today I got a babysitter so I could come here for a little bit and then I go home and finish watching it.
See?
So I think her episode was good. I was really nervous. I wasn't nervous because I really don't care what anyone says. But I was just like, oh, how are we going to handle bad comments? Because when I look at stuff that you do on your own and I see bad comments, I'd be like,
yeah.
oh hell no. Like, or when they say stupid stuff, you're like, what? I would go
Child, they be saying all kind of stuff. But you know, if it really hurts my feelings, I just report them as harassment. I mean, now, and that's funny because you're supposed to only report harassment for people who are like saying like really mean things. And if somebody called me fat, I'd be like, okay, harassment.
Right. I'd be like, no. I don't care. So that's what I was preparing myself, like, oh, how am I gonna deal with negative comments? Because we don't really have negative comments underneath our like YouTube videos and things like that, or on our page. It's usually pretty like mild. So that's what I was like preparing myself for. But there hasn't been any negative comments like at all.
Because I think people understand what she's saying. She's not, you know, she's not saying you don't have those feelings of despair or whatever as a mom, as a new mom or whatever. She's saying to call them what they are, which is don't just say I have postpartum depression. Say I'm tired. I need help. Right. I don't feel supported. My partner sucks. You know, she's saying just name what it actually is, because then there's more healing through that. You know, and I think also in our community, we barely want to help people with postpartum depression, but I feel like people are more willing to help you with that as opposed to saying, oh, I'm just tired. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you'd be surprised who will help you if you open your mouth and ask for it.
Yeah. No, seriously. And when I think about it, I'm like, oh, I could. And people with resources, the people that do have resources, let's say that. Like, I could have done a multiple of things to be provided in that area. Yeah. But I think, especially with the first kid, it's like, oh, I have postpartum depression. Yeah. So I got to go to a class. Yeah. In that class, it was literally just a bunch of people going around the room talking about their bad situations. Literally their bad situations. There was no
help in that class.
Like what was the help? I was like,
it was at our hospital, y'all. We had the same doctor. Oh my gosh! But that hospital, it was funny because when I went there, I was like, well, what? There was clearly this lady in there. I think she was about to lose it. Yeah. And I felt so bad in that moment. I was like, it ain't, you know, because we're all in there with our babies, and she just was like, I haven't. She was holding her. First of all, she was holding her newborn like this. Anybody who hold a baby like this, as opposed to like this, I was just looking at it. She was like,
somebody take this.
I was just looking at her, and she was just like, I haven't slept in, I don't even know how long.
Oh man.
And I just felt like she's about to take that baby and like break it. Oh. And so I was like, y'all need to help her. Like, right. And I don't know if they did.
And what would, if I think about the class, like what were we talking? I mean, all we were talking about was like, I guess our days and like how we were feeling, but there was no, okay, so
it wasn't like, yes, come here, or this is a resource.
Right, come take a nap. Like,
there was nothing. Yeah, there was literally nothing. We were just going, and I liked it because I was like, oh, I got to get out the house. But I was like, there's really nothing to this class.
The only thing I liked, that was the only place I would drive to with Halo. Okay. And then I didn't feel the anxiety when she cried because all the babies were in there crying, so it wasn't like a judgy thing. Yeah. So that was the only place I would take her. Literally, I would drive there and drive home for the first couple months. It was crazy. Oh my God. But I was so nervous. I was just nervous to do anything. Like even thinking about how I would put the car seat in, or like so slow. I would keep the door open because in my mind I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna lock. I'm gonna have to take my shirt off and bust the whole. I would think about the most craziest things.
First of all,
cover your knuckles and break the window.
You out here naked, busting the window out. I gotta take my shirt off. I gotta bust this window.
If the door closed on accident and she was in there, I would think I would.
Gosh, it was. You have a whole scenario.
Yes, that's what postpartum anxiety is. You be making up scenarios in your head, and I would freak out when I would take her out. I remember changing her diaper in my car, and there was a whole line of cars waiting, and she had a little pee in there. And I was like, okay, let me get the little mat, let me lay it out, okay, put the wipes straight. It was intense. Like, now I don't care. I'm like, oh, you peed? Hold on, we'll be home in 45 minutes.
Right. That thing will hold.
So I think it was great. I hope that people like actually watch it in its entirety.
Yeah, if you have
the feedback I've been getting is really good. Like people that I know, it like really touching them, helping them put their life in perspective. Right after these babies come, or before they come. My little. Oh, actually, I won't tell you who it is. But even people that don't have kids, have watched it, and it's like. Helping them put their life into perspective and how they're going to choose their partner and how they're going to choose to like create their family, because that right there eliminates half the problem.
That is right there. Because as Imani was saying, there's plenty of women who were calling about like they just had issues with people in their family, and it was like or people hitting her up and talking about that. So it's like it's very important who you procreate with, because their family is your family now.
Oh man, don't even get me started. Oh, you could go watch the episode to get me started.
No, I appreciate it. It was very eye opening for me, and it really was like, okay, Megan, you've been hiding behind the shroud of postpartum depression, when the truth was it was X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So now you got to talk about X, Y, and Z, which to me, I probably have been already addressing because I started therapy last December. So I feel a lot, it just put things in perspective for me when I was like, oh, I agree with her. Yeah. 100%. She's right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Like I said, I definitely feel like she read me with the BBL. With the BBL was like this. If you go back and look at my face, I was like, oh no, she got me.
She read me. I was trying to keep a straight face towards the end. She said something, I forgot what it was, but it was like the last thing she said. I was like, oh, she is reading me. I was trying to look like, but I swear I felt her intense eyes looking through that Zoom screen at me. I was like, she is talking to me. And you remember I kept going, don't read me, don't look, don't see my energy.
She's the real deal. She's the real deal. So I hope it helped everybody, and it was a really good episode.
Let us know your comments about postpartum depression, what you thought about that episode, because we want to have these really good conversations on our show, because I feel like it's stuff that we need.
Yeah.
If we need it, we know other people need it too, right?
For sure. There's a list of topics I got. I don't know if y'all ready to go this deep, to the deep end.
But we got a lot of stuff. Wait, let's name some topics so people can hear.
The topics that I made up?
Yeah.
I want to go get my laptop because I don't want to butcher them. I don't know.
Okay, we'll save some.
Yeah, I'll save them.
But we do have stuff, and I will say this, we do have stuff we're talking about, like parents who have like multiple kids, like a lot of kids, how they deal with that. We also plan to talk to people about like surrogacy and adoption, because those are really big things. There's things in motherhood I didn't even think about that adopted parents go through. Yeah. Like they can still have quote unquote postpartum depression, or their version of it.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? I didn't even think about that. So if you have any suggestions for our show, please put it in the comments below. We do read the comments. And if you leave a little nasty comment, we're going to still read it, but we're going to report you. It ain't no free speech over here, okay?
Unless it's like about, something productive.
All right, y'all. I'm Megan Thomas. I'm one of your hosts at Meg Scoop everywhere. Make sure you follow us as well on social media at MNAB Podcast.
And I'm Marisa Johnson, and she is Marisa J. And I think Megan said everything. Oh, yeah, our website. My bad. MNABpodcast.com. Sign up. Be a Patreon member.
Yes.
Patriot.
You will get the episodes early, by the way, on there. You'll get the raw, unedited.
Yeah, people was feeling that drop last week, so go ahead and do that.
All right, we'll see y'all next time right here. Mama Needs a Break. Bye.